Good evening and compliments of the season as we welcome you to another interesting edition of the program Service to Humanity, your window into the activities of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, as well as her agencies as it carries out its mandate. I am Habiba Zakzak, your regular anchor. The Batch C Nknowledge and Nskills training, which commenced about 3 months ago, successfully came to an end last week. About 7,000 Nigerian youths who went through various trainings graduated and were given startup kits for their line of business. Tonight's episode of the program is a special edition which looks at the graduation ceremonies in the FCT, Bauchi and Kaduna States as we look at the event as well as take testimonies from beneficiaries on how their training went. You may also ask, what next for the trainees? Find out in the course of the program. We'll take a short break, after which the program will continue. Do stay tuned.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed, that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they'll be at the gate, they'll be crying, they will hold on to their plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
We make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, plates and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
Thanks for staying tuned. The program begins with the Management Diary, where we bring you news on recent happenings in the Humanitarian Ministry as well as from her agencies. On the news, Humanitarian Ministry flags off GVG and JIP in Kaduna, just as NEDC trains and empowers third batch of 200 Taraba youths in ICT. Keep watching.
Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has flagged off the disbursement of cash grants to vulnerable groups, GVG, and rolled out the interest-free loan program of Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, JIP 2.0, to beneficiaries in Kaduna. Over 5,000 selected beneficiaries were set to benefit from the 20,000 Naira cash grant, while 14,000 selected beneficiaries under the 3 programs of the JIP 2.0 program, which include trader money, market money, and farmer money, were marked to receive a loan of 50,000 Naira each. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony in Kaduna State, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, was represented by the Director General, Services of the Humanitarian Ministry, Yakubu Austin John, said the purpose of the program is to disperse 20,000 Naira cash grants to beneficiaries across the 23 local government areas in the state, among other programs.
Our target in Kaduna State is to disburse the grant to 5,688 beneficiaries across the 23 local government areas in the state. It is worthy to note that 70% of these beneficiaries must be women. And I can see women all over. While the remaining 30% is for youths. Mr. President has further directed that at least 15% of the total number of beneficiaries must specifically be allocated to citizens with special needs, including persons with disability and senior citizens in the state.
In her remarks, Kaduna State Focal Person, National Social Investment Programs, NSIPS, Saude Amina Atoyebi, was represented by the Program Manager, JIP 2.0 Kaduna State, Hayat Lawal Aliyu, said since the establishment of these programs in 2017, it has served as a source of support for more than 850,000 direct beneficiaries in Kaduna State.
These monies that are going to be given to you are not given to you for you to misuse, but rather they're given to you to go into petty trades, increase your business productivity, and so on and so forth. But once you use the money without having anything to show for it, don't forget, it is not a grant, it is a loan, which you pay back. You will have to pay back. So please, and please, for those that have seen their disbursements in their accounts, please, like my colleague said, use it judiciously.
Aside the inauguration of the Jeep 2.0 and cash grants for vulnerable groups, there was the handing over of sensitization materials to the community mobilization officers in charge of compiling accurate statistics of beneficiaries, while for the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, height and weight scales were handed over to independent monitors of the program. The Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, has provided 200 youths in Taraba State with training and starter kits to enable them become independent in the field of information and communication technology. The youths, who were drawn from the 16 local government areas of Taraba, were trained in graphics design and phone repairs in order to be self-reliant and employers of labor. While speaking at the graduation ceremony in Jalingo, the state capital, Gwani Alkali, the managing director of the commission, said the organization is prepared to close the ICT talent gap in the Northeast area. Alkali noted that over 3,500 youths have been trained and given startup kits to be self-reliant. He pointed out that 18 ICT training centers have been established by the commission in Taraba, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno and Yobe states. Announcing a token of 25,000 naira as another incentive to encourage them, we urged the trainees to extend the knowledge to others in their community by training more youths and collaborate with one another. Governor Darius Ishaku, who also spoke at the event, urged the beneficiaries of the program to desist from selling their starter packs, noting that the state government would monitor them and penalize anyone who sells their empowerment kits. The NEDC gave out laptops, printers, phone repair tools, and exercise books for record keeping.
Welcome back. In October 2022, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development announced the commencement of training of 7,000 Nknowledge and Nskills beneficiaries nationwide. To this end, youth from all parts of the country were assembled in the various centers located in the 6 geopolitical zones of the nation for an in-house training on various skills such as script writing, animation, hardware and software repairs and design. There were trainings for auto mechanics, vulcanizing, catering, and other manual skills for non-graduate trainees. Our crew visited the North Central, Northwest, and Northeast centers of the training to bring us sight and sound of the closing ceremonies. Our first stop will be the North Central Zone located in the FCT. Let's see how it went.
The Public Service Institute of Nigeria, PSIN, hosted the Batch C graduate trainees of the FCT and North Central region of the country for the Nknowledge training. The beneficiaries went through 3 months training in software development, animation and script writing. The newly acquired skills will aid the beneficiaries in starting up their businesses and becoming useful members in their communities, which is in line with the federal government's mandate to alleviate poverty and reduce unemployment across the country. Representing the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, at the closing ceremony of the training was the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Sani Gwarzo. While addressing beneficiaries, Dr. Gwarzo called on the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the knowledge and tools they have received at the training to better their lives.
Believe me, I have a vision, and that so does my minister, that as you graduate from this course and go back to your respective destinations, within the next 1 year, many of you will be in a position to be employers of labor. The fact that you may not have 1 million naira in your pocket today or 100,000 naira in your pocket today does not mean you're poor. It means you're on the track after this training to become a very rich person and to also be an employer of labor.
Dr. Gwarzo further challenged the beneficiaries to look beyond local markets and compete with the global markets.
You're not going to compete with FCT or zonal teams. That is not the kind of product we want. You're not going to compete with Nigerian youth. I want you to compete with the global youth. I want something to come out from this hall that will beat the Japanese invention, the American invention, and we can do it. Can you? Yes, we can.
I am also highly elated for the rejoining to my movement.
One of the beneficiaries, Onwu George, who received a wheelchair and also got shortlisted for the program, wrote an appreciation letter to the Humanitarian Minister, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, which he read out during the event. Each beneficiary of the NTech received a starter pack, while each of those for the Nknowledge received a laptop computer to further help set them on their path to entrepreneurship. At the Federal Treasury College, Orozo, in the FCT, where beneficiaries were trained on aluminum's assembling and fabrication, the atmosphere was full of excitement as the beneficiaries waited in anticipation of receiving their starter packs. Each of the beneficiaries received a starter pack which comprises a pair of safety boots and a helmet, saw, tool sets, among others.
Youth should be the source of solution to this country, and by so doing, by so giving this opportunity from the federal government, we are going to make the country proud.
Some of the beneficiaries speak of the training and their experiences while at it.
I'm very grateful because I even catch myself out that I'm going to be among the beneficiaries. I did all the registration on phone, which means I don't want to waste my money. But later, they may not choose me. So, fortunately, I'm among, and alhamdulillah, I thank God for that. And when we been sent message to us to come to this camp, we got here. They gave us necessary things, our feeding and transport allowance is going on well. And the money they give to us is enough for us to sustain our life here. Understand? And for the class, they give us the accurate and appropriate teaching and other some what they're supposed to teach us.
We the applicants are 2 million in number. I'm so lucky to be among the 2 million candidates that they picked, and in this training ground we are over 700. That is for both software and hardware, and I appreciate God Almighty that I'm among of the luckiest people that are here today, that we came here for 3-month training, and to God be the glory. We are rounding it up today. Thank God. I applied for this Empower 2020 when the coronavirus came, so we applied. The federal government wants to assist the youths, and to God be the glory. Here are we today, being part of the great beneficiary.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, was the training center for the Northwest beneficiaries of the Nknowledge as well as Nskills components. Over 662 youths were selected from the 7 states of the region to be trained on software design and auto mechanics. They graduated on the 15th of December 2022 after 3 months in-house training.
Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, located in Zaria, Kaduna State, housed over 500 trainees for the Northwest region. There, the beneficiaries were trained on software and graphic design. Addressing trainees at the closing ceremony, Mr. Ladan Usman, the coordinator and training manager of Nknowledge sub-unit, who also represented the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajiya Sadiya Umar Farouk, revealed that about $1 billion is spent annually on this NSIP program, making it the biggest social investment program in Africa.
NPower that has brought us here today is one of the key programs that has impacted positively on the lives of vulnerable youth in Nigeria, including persons with disability. Presently, the program has 4 core segments, which include A, NPower Volunteers Corps for graduates, NPower Build for non-graduate, Nskills for people without formal education, and Nknowledge, which is also a non-graduate program for ICT. In line with Nigeria, and this embodies the NTech hardware, NTech software, and N-creative training programs.
Assisted by the representative of the Director General of the NITT, Comrade Sani Suleiman, the coordinator and training manager of the center, Ladan Usman, handed over laptop computers and certificates to the beneficiaries as part of their graduation package.
Very good. A round of applause, if you please.
Interacting with us at the end of the ceremony, Ladan shares his thoughts on how the program helps in addressing the issue of unemployment in Nigeria.
Well, this training helps assiduously for the beneficiaries to help them to have hand jobs and to help them to stand on their own independent. So with the starter pack that they are going to be given the computer laptop, at least from what they have learned in the institute, they can be able to start their own business, computer printing business, computer designing business centers, web development centers, etc.
Some of the beneficiaries who are excited to be part of the program share their future plans.
I will start a business, computer business, and inshallah I will try to enroll some of people that maybe they are just there doing nothing. So I will make sure that I teach them what I learn here too.
I came from Jigawa State, so we unite ourselves, all members of Jigawa State. We form an association right in this school, which is called Youth Software Developers Association Jigawa State, which our association is now registered, and we are planning of going back to our community to give back to the community what we have learned here. And we have so many procedures and agendas for that. What we've learned, we've taken it to the community, lecture our other members who are there so that they can benefit from the knowledge we had here.
We have learned different computer skills, or let me say, most especially software skills. We have learned programming languages, graphics design, and so on.
You are still watching Service to Humanity, and tonight we are bringing you a special package that features the closing ceremony of the just concluded Nknowledge training, where about 7,000 Nigerian youths were trained on various skills to help them become self-reliant. Away from the FCT and Kaduna centers, we go to Bauchi State, where 799 Nknowledge beneficiaries from the Northeast were housed and trained at the Abubakar Tattari Ali Polytechnic, Bauchi. Like their counterparts in the other centers, they were trained on software design, script writing, and animation. Let's see how the closing ceremony went.
At the Abubakar Tattari Ali Polytechnic, Bauchi, where 799 beneficiaries of the Northeast region were housed, the atmosphere was full of activities and excited beneficiaries of the program. Beneficiaries at the Bauchi Center were trained on script writing, animation and software design under the Nknowledge components. While addressing the beneficiaries, Suleiman Salisu, training supervisor of the camp, encouraged the beneficiaries to make good use of the opportunity to improve themselves.
Our dear trainees, we were well informed during the training sessions of the program that you should make judicious use of the rare opportunity. You are also well advised to imbibe all the skills and the reorientation that were well organized for you during your stay in the different training camps.
Thank you. Congratulations. Mohammed Adamu.
After the formal speeches, the Bauchi State team lead of the Npower, Muhammad Sani Musa, and the training supervisor, Suleiman Salisu, gave out certificates and laptops to the beneficiaries of the center. Muhammad Sani Musa, Npower team lead for Bauchi State, speaks more on the Nknowledge training. Beneficiaries also lauded the program while speaking on their experiences at the training.
At first, I don't know what script writing was, but coming here to Bauchi for Npower training, I was taught script writing. I've learned a lot about script writing. I can now write script and I know what a script is. And God's willing, I will be able to write a script in my native language, Marigi.
Ina fatan na koma gida daga na script in Fatima da yare na Marigi.
On that note, we end this episode of Service to Humanity. Don't forget to send in questions and suggestions to any of our social media platforms or drop a message on the ministry's page on Facebook or Twitter. Until I come your way again next week, enjoy the Christmas holidays.